Hello, ladies. How are you today? I just want to make sure that our application is working before I go ahead and get started. So if you wouldn't mind just opening up the chat box and making sure that you can see and hear me okay. I have headphones in, hopefully to block out any background noise that we'll be dealing with. And if everything is a go, we can go ahead and get started. Can you guys see the chat box? I posted a little note there and you should be able to answer me to let me know that you can. Okay, can you hear me? Yay, okay, great. Okay, so let's get started. Thank you for joining me today on this webinar. I just want to share with you some really authentic tips that I was able to use to really transform my life and my business. And I worked really hard personally and professionally on myself and came up with the secret sauce, my secret sauce equation to really having massive success, not just in business, but also in life. And I hope you will be able to take away some golden nuggets of inspiration on this webinar today that you're able to apply to your business and your personal life as soon as possible today even, and start achieving massive results as well. So okay, so happy to see you guys can hear me, can see me. We're gonna jump in and get started. And I just wanna tell you a little bit about myself, who I am, why I'm doing what I'm doing, what has inspired me, and what has really led me to where I am today. So my name is Stephanie Nikolic. I am the founder of Success Society. We are an online community that focuses on inspiring, empowering, educating, and uniting women worldwide. You can take a look at our website at styleyoursuccess.com. And we really focus on collaboration and community. And the reason behind this and what inspired me to really create Success Society was my own personal story. And my story of struggle. When I first started my first entrepreneurial venture several years ago, Accessory Fanatic, some of you may know the company Accessory Fanatic, I really struggled. I was completely overwhelmed, overworked, underpaid, and literally exhausted. And after the first year of business, I was finding that I felt like a hamster in a cage. I was running, but nothing was ever seeming to come together and make sense. And I really couldn't figure out what was going on, and I was always just coming up short. And the thing was that I started to work on myself. I hired a business consultant. We still work together today. And I hired I said business consultant. But what I discovered was that I really needed to work on some things in myself that were prohibiting me from achieving any level of success. And I felt like I was hiding in my first year of business. And I became resentful of my own business. And I just want to say, if you can relate to this, I'm very sorry, because I know that I was keeping myself basically held hostage in a business that I was working for but was not working for me. And I know what a painful experience that can be, because I have lived it firsthand. But I want to ensure you that there are tools and resources available, even through Success Society, that can help you develop a plan to achieve any level of success you want, both personally and professionally. So for starters, I do invite you to hop on over to styleyoursuccess.com and become a free member today. And as a free member, you'll be able to access success stories, very authentic success stories that women have shared openly about their struggles and about what they've gone through in their businesses and their lives in order to get to the other end. You'll also be able to interact with other members in the community. There are some badass business women in our community. You can post, contribute, or run a forum, which I encourage you to do so if there's something you're passionate about. And there's inspirational and motivational quotes every day to push you along your journey of success and self-discovery. So with that being said, let's get started. And I want to point out to you, first of all, what changed in my life and my business. What was the tipping point for me where enough was enough? I finally took a stand and realized, you know what, after the first year and being completely exhausted and working 16 hours a day with nothing that was making sense, not having social life, not having a love life, not eating or not sleeping properly. Again, if this is you, I completely understand. I'm very sorry, but hopefully I can give you some tips today on this webinar that can help you get through that. So for me, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to dive into that, I invested in myself. I found somebody that had what I wanted, that not only believed in me, but believed in the mission and the vision of my business. And at the time, I was running Accessory Fanatic. And I was pulling all the pieces together and creating a plan to have success in our business. The success that I just wasn't obtaining in the first year. And working on myself, hiring a business coach, but actually getting really clear about what I wanted in my business and where I wanted the business to go was definitely a pivotal point in my personal and professional development. And when I worked with somebody that actually had all the pieces together, even though I thought I had the pieces together, I was able to uncover astonishing things. And truth be told, the thing is that I was actually prohibiting myself from achieving any level of success. And don't get nervous when I say that, because the thing is that you do have all the tools that you need to be able to change that today. It's just making the decision and getting really clear about what the future is going to look like for you. So I'm going to just refer to some notes so I can stay on track and not go off track. So again, don't be alarmed by the statement. The good news is that you can change this. And I'm going to uncover today the steps that I took, investing in yourself being one of them, that can help you transform your future of your business and your life in so many ways, so many different ways, and give you the tools that you need to create any level of success that you truly desire and dream of. So, 2 years ago, I would never be able to sit on this webinar and go through this with you. But I've applied these own tools and techniques in my personal life, and that's why I really feel that it's necessary to share my story. So, the second thing is, when I was able to work with a business consultant and coach, I got really clear. I was seeing things not through my own eyes, because sometimes we're like we're in the glass bottle, and we can only see out, but we can't see what the world sees in about what we're doing, and how amazing our gifts and talents are. And a lot of times we get caught doing things that we probably shouldn't be doing. And the truth is, those things that keep us stuck are detrimental to us achieving any level of success. So I know you probably look in your day and you're like, oh, I'm so busy. This was me the first year, at least, of my business. I was completely overwhelmed. I would never be able to run this webinar. I could barely have a calm conversation with anybody. I was very high strung, always just not enough hours in a day, had a to-do list from here to the moon, and couldn't seem to ever check anything off the list. And the thing is that I was doing busy work. I was doing work that actually wasn't going to help me achieve success in my business or in my life. And it was wearing me out, because when you're busy doing things that don't align with who you are or what your greatest strengths are, then you are not going to progress, and you're not going to move forward, and you're going to stay stuck and overwhelmed and have feelings of failure. I mean, I was making graphics. I'm not a graphic designer. When I went out and got a really good team of people that could help me with all the things that I'm not good at, my business just started to grow. And it was very fluid. It started to grow organically, because I was now in a place that I was meant to be, so that I could shine and put my greatest assets forward and help women achieve this same sort of success and share my story with the world and do what I was meant to do. So that's really part of what inspired me to create Success Society, was my own personal journey. Again, I told you that I was really struggling the first year of business. And at that time, I was not aware of any resources that existed that could help me get out of my own way. I know there's a lot of things in my personal business and a lot of money that I wasted over the years because I just didn't know, and I didn't have the resources and tools available to me to better my life. So I took the hard way, which I don't suggest that you do. And I suggest that you absolutely utilize a platform like what we've created to not have to go through those things. And so, yes, I got really clear. I was able to get clear about what I wanted for myself and for women worldwide. And the pieces of Success Society really just started coming together. So the other part is I started believing in myself. And, I've always felt like I was super confident, but the truth is I think that I was suffering from imposter syndrome, and that I had this confident exterior body and shell, but inside I felt like I was a failure because I couldn't see outside of my current circumstances. I couldn't see what the future was holding for me because I really couldn't see 2 feet in front of my current situation. And so living in that space is never going to create anything good or positive for your life or your business. So when I started truly believing in myself and being like, you know what, I've got this, and envisioning what I wanted in the outcome in my life and business as if it already existed, and it was so clear to me that these things were already in place, guess what? They started showing up. It was nothing more than just a shift of mindset and a belief in myself. And now we all have voices in our heads that continue to keep us stuck. And working with women, I feel specifically, we have a lot of voices that tell us we can't do something. We're not worthy enough. We're too young. We're too old. We're not smart enough. We don't have a master's degree. And the thing is, these are all stories that we're feeding ourselves that continue to keep us stuck. But the best part is that we can reprogram those stories at any point in time, and we can create a new story about what our future is going to look like. And so when you focus on the envisioned outcome, you're actually moving yourself closer to what you do want to accomplish in your life and your business. And it's going to be miraculous. The gifts that I get every day, the women that I get to speak with, the other day alone, I was speaking to somebody in Canada, Arizona, New Jersey, Texas, California. That was one day on my schedule. And it was like, wow, this is life-changing. This is impacting. The fact that I am able to make a difference in women's lives, not even just nationwide, but worldwide, is really astonishing. And the thing is, because it started with a belief in myself. So the other part is I really had to figure out what my passions and my strengths were. And I know that that sounds like something that should probably come pretty easily, but the truth is, an accessory fanatic it was a reflection of some of my passions. The thing was, it was not a reflection of all of my passions. And so, yes, I was stuck doing things that I should have never been doing. And second of all, it wasn't a complete reflection of what I value, what my values are, and what my passions are, and also what my strengths were. So when I was able to get those into alignment, the creation of Success Society was effortless. Success Society is truly a reflection of everything that I believe in. I don't believe in competition. And I would say that the level of success I've been able to achieve in such a short amount of time is truly on the fact that I don't believe I have competition, that I believe in collaboration, that I believe that my duty as a female entrepreneur and women in business is to lift other women higher, is to provide them with the tools and resources they need so that they don't have to hit their heads against the wall like I did in my first year of business. And so, yeah, my passions and strengths are completely raveled throughout the platform. I love to travel. Guess what? The good news is that I can host a webinar in any city that I am. My family's in New York. At any point in time, I can be there with them. I love helping women. It's something I'm completely passionate about. I get to do that every single day. It's completely gratifying. It's what fuels me. I love the edgy piece of fashion. I still have that intertwined into our brand. Family is important to me. I get to be around my family whenever I want to. Every value, core belief, passion, and strength that I have is so greatly infused in what I'm doing. And I think it's so important to stand up for who you are and what you believe in and be okay with it and put it out to the world, because the people that resonate with you are going to show up. And those are the people that are going to build your tribe. And those are the people that you want around. So the other thing is, and for some people, this is probably going to be kind of hard to do in a harsh reality, is that you have to say goodbye to the people that are weighing you down. You have to say goodbye to the people and the things that are keeping you stuck. You have to say goodbye to them. And the truth is, not everybody is going to agree or understand with what you're doing in business or in life. And the truth is, it's okay. It's okay. When you can stand up for what you believe in and you become okay with it, then you're going to start shining. Again, you're going to create a tribe of people that want to be around you, that want to work with you, and are just dying for more information because you position yourself as an expert. Again, it comes from the belief in yourself and letting go of any negative people in your life that are going to hold you back. I know that this is, I have some clients that had a negative spouse, and it was really holding her down, and they had a lot of problems. And after 25 years, he up and left her. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually, he's given you a gift. He's giving you a true gift because it's your time to shine. You can recreate your story and you can achieve anything you want in life. I think that's so beautiful. Every day we have an opportunity to do this. If today is not good and our life doesn't look like we want it to, we can change. Anything can change at any given time when we start with believing in ourselves and knowing that we can accomplish anything. So goodbye to the negativity. Say goodbye. Stop making excuses. No more. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to serve your life or your business today or at any point. And so let's move on to the next step. And the thing is, you got to let go of the fear. The fear is probably the most paralyzing feeling that you can have, and the feeling that's actually completely made up. So fear has no purpose. You actually give fear power by fueling whatever that fear is. And I like to say, you know, when you're a child, I know for me personally, I was climbing trees, I was playing with salamanders, I was picking up bugs, I was rolling in the dirt, and I had no fear of anything. And I'm like, oh my God, if I see a bug now, I freak out. And it's because I've developed this fear that's not going to serve me. There's no difference between who I was then and who I am now that I should have a fear of a bug. What has a bug done to me? I'm just using this as an example. I know that fear came up in my first year of business all the time. Again, I couldn't look into the future and see what the future held for my business because I was so paralyzed by the fear of my current situation. The money wasn't coming in. How was I going to get past this? How could I even focus on growing the business and what the future was going to look like when I couldn't, in fact, get outside of my own circumstances? So the thing is, fear is not going to serve your life. It's not going to serve you today, and it's never going to serve you. And so I want to challenge you to really take a step into faith, because if you're aligned with what you're supposed to be doing in life and your passion and your purpose, then you should be able to step into faith freely and create the life that you desire and dream of. The business, the life, everything. You can have everything you want. You can do it. You can have it all, but not have to do it all. That's the beauty behind collaboration. That's the beauty of one of the building blocks and the fundamentals that Success Society is built on. You can really have whatever you want in life. So I'm so excited to share that with you. And you know, fear has showed up in my life several times. Just about almost a year ago now, I actually had a pretty traumatic experience, and my dog was violently killed in front of me. And it was my dog of 10 and a half years. I don't have any children, so it was kind of like my baby. And fear really had reared its ugly head, and it kept me paralyzed. And I was stuck in the house for nearly 2 weeks. I started having panic attacks. I started having anxiety attacks. This was something that I had never experienced before, and it was really hard to deal with. And if anybody on this webinar has experienced panic or anxiety attacks, my heart goes out to you, because it was such a terrible, terrible feeling. The thing was, I was fueling this fear. I was allowing this fear to get in my way of getting out of the house, because I feared that every time I walked outside, I was going to see this man or this animal that had viciously taken my dog's life. And so when I was able to, I actually took a holistic approach. I started getting acupuncture. I did energy healing. The thing is, I consulted with people that could help me, and I was able to get past it. And now I have a story to tell, and there's strength behind that. There's strength behind that loss because I was able to overcome it and get through it. The other thing is, when I started working with a business consultant, I got super organized. Well, to be honest with you, at first it was kind of like a slap in the face because I thought I was organized. And then I worked with someone that really showed me what organization was, and I realized how organized I was not. I think I started working on cleaning out my inbox officially 9 months ago. Within a week, it was completely cleaned out. But up until that point, I had probably 25,000 emails in my inbox. And I know that's like that's even scary for me to say right now. Even the thought of it gives me anxiety. And so many women can relate to this, that they're bogged down by their email inbox. And it's like, oh my God, why are you carrying around this extra weight? And I was carrying it around too because I simply didn't know what organization meant. I thought that I was on top of my game. But the thing was, I was my bottleneck. I was the bottleneck in my own system. I was a bottleneck to my team. My team knew that when they sent me an email, they probably weren't going to hear back from me in 2 to 3 days. And when I was able to clean out my inbox and use a trusted system that actually works outside of sticky notes everywhere, outside of little notes to myself that I was forgetting where I put them, I was able to become super, super organized. And I'm so on top of my game that when one of my team members sends me an email now, they know I'm probably going to get back to them within 30 minutes. And I think that probably scares them now because I'm very accountable. I hold myself accountable and I hold my team members accountable, but I only hold other people accountable to the level of accountability that I hold myself to. And I think that's really important to bring up as well. Something that I use in my business and in my personal life is that there's 3 things. You can negotiate, you can renegotiate, but it is not okay to not renegotiate. And when you establish that line of communication with your team or with clients or prospects or anyone that you're working with, and if you first hold yourself accountable to those standards, things will start really starting to flow, and it's easy. And I'm on top of all the projects that once I was completely scrambling to maintain my focus with. There are tools available, productivity tools. I started using outside resources to help me. There's a ton of free options available to help you stay organized, stay focused, and be the most productive CEO, mentor, boss, consultant, teacher, whatever it is that you do. There are so many tools available to you. Again, I'm going to open the chat box up on the end of this webinar. So if there's any questions that you have, please do keep them till the end, and I would be so happy to answer them for you. So yes, I increased my productivity. I use tools outside of myself and my sticky notes. And so one of the last pieces that was really important to me was creating a plan of action. It's not just being able to envision the big picture and the future and believing yourself and aligning with your passions and strengths, but you really have to have a plan of action for the future. What does that look like? Where are you going? How are you going to get there? And break that down, those goals, into small manageable goals. So I have daily goals. I have a list of things to do in my task management system for the day. I have lists for the week. I have lists for the month. And I have lists for the year. Where am I going? What are the goals? What can I do today to fuel the bigger picture? Because when you look at things in a year's time and those really big goals, they tend to scare people, and they tend to basically make you want to give up right away before you even get started, because you feel like a failure if you can't accomplish those things. Or you feel like, oh my God, that goal is so big to obtain. How am I ever going to get there? But when you're able to break it down into small manageable tasks and steps that you can take every day, your life is going to look completely different a year from now. I promise. Almost to the point that you're going to be astonished with how much progress you've made. But you got to stay on track, and you have to stay accountable. Accountability is probably one of the biggest pieces to the puzzle. Either work with somebody on accountability. That was probably one of the best things that my business consultant has offered me is accountability. Every week we work together intensively. He gives me a list of things to do for the week. I'm able to go get those things done, make them a priority, and come back feeling great, feeling accomplished. He's not only proud of me, but I'm proud of myself, and I'm fueling, again, the bigger vision. So accountability is a huge tool. On our paid membership at Success Society, we have custom-built accountability tools to help you accomplish positive change. You input your goals, dreams, and desires. We track your progress. When you come back every day, we reward our members based on taking action to accomplish goals, achieving milestones, doing the work, connecting with members, and overall achieving goals. So that's something you can look at. And if you have any questions about that, I would be absolutely happy to share any details with you. You can also visit styleyoursuccess.com and click on Style Your Success Society, and you'll be provided with a ton of details about how our community really operates. And the other thing is, practice the activities daily. This is the last secret sauce formula for the day. Practice activities daily that fuel your goals and your overall vision. And it takes practice, because not everything is going to be easy breezy at first, but it's okay. The more that you do something, the easier it's going to get. So push yourself, get uncomfortable, because that's the only way you're going to accomplish positive change. Don't spend time doing things, again, that don't fuel your overall vision. Find a team that can support you in your efforts so that you can do what you do best. Also, we recently just opened up our team to offer their services, because they've been so crucial in our development as a site, as a company, for me too. And I have the best team out there. It's taken 2 years to get a team that really aligns with the mission and vision and understands it. And I want to extend that to other female entrepreneurs and women in business to be able to utilize the team that made us a massive success. So I hope that you have gotten some golden nuggets of inspiration and motivation on today's webinar. I am going to, again, open up the chat box and see if you guys have any questions whatsoever. I'm here to answer them. And something I do want to add is that for the first 10 people, and I will be emailing you privately, that came on today's webinar, I am going to offer you, I have a Style Your Success bootcamp that I'm launching this Monday evening at 8 p.m. It's a private bootcamp. We're really going to dig into all of these areas. Its purpose is to help women first identify and then clear the mental clutter, get very clear about what your passions and your strengths are, get your mindset in alignment, really start believing in yourself, recreate your story, get rid of the story that was keeping you stuck, holding you back and overwhelmed, create a new story moving forward about what the rest of your life is going to look like, come up with an actionable plan, and map it out for the next year of your life and your business, breaking it down into small manageable steps that are easy to accomplish, so that next year you're going to look back at your life and all you're going to want to do is celebrate. So for the first 10 people that registered and showed up to this webinar live, I'm extending an invitation for you to come to our first week of our Style Your Success Bootcamp. It's going to be a private group, an intimate group of women. It's going to be a blast. There's going to be some work required, because I believe that in order to accomplish any kind of change, you have to be willing to do the work. I know that that was the biggest piece for me. I worked intensively. I knew what I wanted to get out of this, and I wasn't willing to quit. And I hope that you're going to decide to do that today too. So if that's you, welcome. I'm going to send you a private email with all the instructions about how you can join us on Monday evening. If you cannot join us live, I will offer you the replay. No big deal. And then I'm going to open up the chat box now, see if you ladies have any questions or if there's any men in the room, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, happy Friday. Thank you so much for being here. It shows that you're an action taker, and I love that. So kudos to you. So let's see, does anybody, I'm just waiting to see if you ladies have questions. I don't see any questions coming through. So if you do have questions, please feel free to email me directly. It's Stephanie, Stephanie, at styleyoursuccess.com. I also want to encourage you that if you need the extra support that you need to grow your business this year into places that you've never even dreamed of, and you want to work on yourself and you're willing to do the work, then I encourage you to set up a free Millionista session with me at styleyoursuccess.com/apply. From there, you will answer a quick questionnaire so I can see how I can help you. And then we'll get on the phone, schedule a time to chat, and see how we can work together. Oh, okay. Okay. So you want some, okay. So Nikki, thank you, Nikki. I do have some questions here. Thanks for sticking around, ladies. Some organizing apps. Yes, absolutely. So for email organization, I'm assuming that's probably what you're talking about. You might be overwhelmed with your email. So I personally use Evernote. So once I was able to clean out my inbox and I put everything in folders that I wasn't currently working on, as soon as it was done, it went into a folder. And then I sent everything that took 2 minutes or more. You can put any really short length of time. I recommend 2 minutes or less to accomplish. You will send to Evernote with a follow-up. And Evernote has a specific way to set it up, which we will actually be going through in the upcoming boot camp that I'm teaching. That's one of the weeks in order to help the women get super, super, super organized and on top of their game. But Evernote is an amazing tool. It's a free tool that you can use. Also, task management system that is great that I recommend that I use with my team personally is called Basecamp. I believe there's another one called Podio, although I can't really say because I haven't used it personally, but Basecamp is really great. You can put tasks, to-do lists, and you can delegate them to specific members on your team so that everybody can have an ongoing conversation. I know for me personally, sometimes email gets really confusing. You have so many emails going back and forth in a day that if there's tasks on the calendar, you really need an outside source to be able to manage them and look at everything in a snapshot. It also allows you to upload documents directly to Basecamp so you can keep everything in one conversation. Okay, any more? Pat, okay, I see your question here. I would love to set up a time to chat with you privately. You can contact me and apply for a Millionista session. It's styleyoursuccess.com/apply. Lorena, okay, the biggest piece is finding my passion. I say that I really sat down with myself for a self-discovery session because I built a business, and yes, it was parts of what I was passionate about, but yeah, it was missing everything that I was passionate about. And also I was stuck doing things that weren't what I should be doing, and that was kind of keeping me resenting moving forward. I would love to help you map out a plan to figure out what your greatest passions are and your strengths are. And again, I think it would be great to have a free Millionista session where we can really dig into that and see what's going on, and hopefully help you really discover what is going to fuel your life and your business moving forward. So you can do that at styleyoursuccess.com/apply. Let me see if I missed anything. Elizabeth, thank you for the sweet feedback. It's so good to hear. If you're not already a member, please do become so today at Success Society. Again, it's free, and this is why we created this platform. Okay, I have lots of questions. Appointment apps. Oh, okay. So I use Appointment Core. I absolutely love it. And not only do I love it, but my clients love it too. It's easy breezy. I no longer spend countless hours communicating with people via email, setting up a time that works for both of us on our schedules to have an appointment. So Appointment Core is completely integrated in our system. It works also with certain email providers. So I know we use Infusionsoft, and it ties into Infusionsoft, and they speak to one another. So basically it does all the work for you, and you just get a email confirmation that someone has set up an appointment with you. It ties into Google Calendars, so it knows when I'm busy and it knows when I'm not busy. So it's been really crucial having this application for us personally. I really didn't try. It is a paid application, Appointment Core. I don't know what the size of your business is, but I really didn't try. I did a lot of research on other companies, but I didn't experience any other appointment scheduling applications, because when I spoke with the people at Appointment Core, they're completely customer service focused, and they will help you get it set up, get it integrated, and get it working for you. I think the guy's name is Steve. Shout out to Steve. He's been absolutely amazing, and it's really helped my business. And the team too. Our team is scheduled through the application as well, and I think they love it for consultations. It's easy breezy, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, Pat, what places are you referring to? Pat asked, there's different places that offer help. Wait, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't receive the whole question. I'm looking. If it's in regards to the fear, I said earlier, I would absolutely, this is to Pat. If it's in regards to the fear, I would say, let's set up a time to chat privately, and we can go over all the details of what's going on in your life or your business and figure out a plan moving forward so that you can overcome any overwhelm, fear, doubt, anything that's really going on, once we can establish exactly what that is and what's keeping you stuck. And you can do that by visiting styleyoursuccess.com/apply. There'll be a short questionnaire, and then it will lead right into my calendar scheduling application, and we can get something scheduled right away. Are there any other questions today? If there's not, I just want to thank you all for being here. I am here to help you grow in any way that I can. Please do reach out to me, and we can schedule a free Millionista session and see how we can work together. So happy Friday, ladies. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.